Welcome to Paradigms at paradigms.life, the radio show and podcast that brings you inspiring people with visions of a viable future for life on Earth that includes humans. Hi, I'm Baruch, host of the show. Glad to be here with you. Thanks for listening. I think you're going to enjoy this episode. I say that every week because it's true. We've got a great guest. He is just releasing his second record. He has a great story of his own inspiration and coming to music, and we get to hear some of the wonderful music. It's really delightful, up music with a theme. He'll tell us about that. So let's get right to it and meet my guest on this episode of Paradigms. Jason Tamba, welcome to Paradigms.
Thanks, Baruch, for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm really glad you're here. It's lovely to meet you. I've been listening to your record. It's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to talk with you about it, but I also want to just hear about you, the person, you know.
Uh-huh.
The record is called Don't Give Up. That must mean something.
Exactly. Don't give up, yeah.
So what's your story?
I'm originally from Congo. My real name is Jason Tamba. I was born in Congo, raised in Congo. Actually, when I was 7, let me just get into my guitar story and music story. Let me say, my father was a musician also, even if he was an architect, but he could play a tuba and a little bit of piano. My mother would sing in the choir. All my brothers, they can play the guitar. But I started really very, very young. At the age of 7, made my own guitar out of wood. From there, I never left my guitar anymore.
It's your best friend.
Yes, it stayed forever until now. There we go. And then moved from Congo to South Africa, and South Africa been discovered by Playing for Change and moved recently to America. Yeah.
And Playing for Change is such a great organization.
Very great, yeah.
Getting lots of great musicians exposure. And
exactly.
So you moved to the US and now you live in California. You're making this music. How's that going? I mean, we're in COVID. We've had all this lockdown. How has all this affected your career as it's taking off, and the new record?
Exactly. The time of COVID was not so easy. It was tough, but it also allowed me to make my album. I had enough time to work on something. It was a beautiful, beautiful time to forget a little bit about the pain of COVID and all the things. We tried to make it a little bit look positive in that way. So then it helped me to make this album. And now we start touring again. We just came back from Dubai, and I hope everything's going to come back and be all right. Yeah.
Yeah. How was that trip to Dubai?
The trip to Dubai was amazing. We played at Expo, and really the crowd was very, very positive and responsive, you know. Playing for Change has been followed by quite a lot of people. Everywhere we go, there is always a positive vibration coming out. And what we're doing, the job we're doing behind, you know, building music schools, everything really brings people to come and see actually what's happening. It was really great. It was amazing to be there.
Tell me about the music schools.
Yes, we have more than now 15 programs all around the world, and we're still busy building. So we're sending the kids to school for free. So then they can learn something. You know, music to the kids is very important. And we also trying right now, working hard to see how we can put a music school in Congo, which is going to be so amazing because we don't have yet in Congo, but we're still working on that. So it has been going very well. People have been helping quite a lot about the schools. And then I want to say thank you for that to everybody who has been supporting.
Playing for Change and a record called Don't Give Up and making music schools for children. I think we get a sense of your mission.
Exactly. Yeah, Don't Give Up is coming out on the 8th of April, the whole album. We have 2 singles out already. So I made that album a little bit differently. This album takes like everything from me, because it's me with my acoustic guitar, followed by amazing artists, professional artists who played with me. Really, it's something very beautiful to listen to, because it's mostly storytelling, talking about my childhood and everything I experienced in life. All the journey it took me until here. So all the sound I had, try to put them together, but always digging from a tradition and try to mix, because we trying to bring people together. And I'm like, okay, let me try to bring this kind of sound I always had since a long time in my heart.
You've just heard the first part of my conversation with Jason Tamba. He's going to tell us more about himself and his music and his journey. But let's hear something from his new record, Don't Give Up. This is called Masai, from Jason Tamba's new record, Don't Give Up, on Paradigms at paradigms.life.
Be careful, Monsai, the lion is around. Be careful, Monsai, the lion is around. Oh my God, Monsai. Muta Masai be mungo meza majingi longe. Masai be mungo zanta majingi longe. Muta Masai be mungo zanta majingi longe. Masai be mungo zanta majingi longe. Kanti muzondo lwabu wenende lumbe. The lion is around. The hyenas are around. Oh my God, Masai. Oh my God, Masai. Oh my God, Masai.
That's B Bomba from Jason Tamba's first record, Za Kongo. And before that, we heard Masai from the new record, Don't Give Up. All right, let's get back now to my conversation with Jason Tamba. I love listening to music where I don't understand the language because it doesn't matter, really. You get the vibe, it goes in, and this music is like that. And you said, so these are mostly stories from your life. Tell us about any of these songs and what the story is, if you would.
Okay, let's say like the first song that, the first single that was put out was like Masai. Masai, you can hear the sound of the goats. It's like...
Well, you're good at
that. Least, yeah. That was me. At least when I was young, I'm the fourth child in between 5 kids. Like I'm the fourth boy. So we had goats, few cattle in the house. So then they will send me to go feed them in the bush. And I just loved to do that because when I go to the bush there, I will maybe stay a little bit with them playing my guitar. If I cannot stay longer, I will leave them and go back home. When it starts getting dark, you have to come back and get them back home. But you'll always have 2 or 3 missing because it's getting dark. You can't see properly. So you have to call them. So they could recognize my voice. And they will respond and then come to me and take them back home. So I'm like, kind of like, why not making a song about? Also, I see myself like, I was just a little bit struggling to find the title of the song. I'm like, but which kind of life is that? It's almost like Maasai's life. Maasai people, which are people from Kenya and Tanzania, tribal people who are just a pastoral cult, living out of the cattle. So I'm like, okay, I think that name fits. And it fits because it's almost the same life, but in a different way. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know, I just had someone on the show from the Network for Animals, and they're sending lots of donkeys to the Maasai who otherwise would have been killed, but the Maasai want them for, you know, as animals to be part of their pastoral life. So that's really wonderful. And the goats, just had someone on the show talking about using goats in the forest to reduce the fire load so that there will be less so goats are like fantastic.
Exactly. Animals are fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
We call domestic animals. Yeah. We learn quite a lot from them, you know.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of the stupid things humans do. You've never seen an animal go to war.
Exactly. I watch quite a lot of programs with animals, you know. I'm really attached to them, and learn quite a lot from them. Even if I'm big like this, but really, I love them.
I do too. I love the animals.
Yeah.
Well, and where you're from, Africa is home to some of the most amazing animals in the world.
Exactly. You know, I was born in the capital city, in Kinshasa, but I was not raised in Kinshasa. I was raised really in the countryside, which is the southwest of Congo, which is a small village where my father went to work. And that's where I learned quite a lot of traditional stuff. But Kinshasa is town, really. And, but it's vibrant because music is all over. That's the only thing that we can say, like, the kids enjoy that much for now.
I always say music is one of the best things human beings ever did. And your music is very... I mean, obviously, you use electronic devices, you know, to record and all that stuff, but it's very acoustic. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Organic. It's like homegrown music.
Thank you so much, Bryce. Thank you for mentioning that. You know, I don't have any problem with electronics and everything that's coming out. It's all about music, and it depends on the message you want to transmit to the people. But I think we have to bring back the kids to be able to play an instrument, to bring back that feel we're losing little by little. And I said, woo. I'm joking. So I said, I'm lucky because it's so hard to see people producing that kind of music anymore. But we're playing for change. That's the right place for me to be, because playing for change support mostly what people actually produce with the instruments. I was lucky to bring it back in a certain way, because I felt like many people still need that. And thank you so much for letting me know, you've been enjoying that. Yeah.
We're going to listen to some more music from Jason Tamba's record, Don't Give Up, and also from his earlier album, Za Kongo. And then Jason will tell us about the new song. So here is a song from Don't Give Up called Gethsemane by Jason Tamba.
Zindweke bonzo mutu natamutambani wamutamba kwefuiningi tangwe zalia yo yemoko solwa lubambo jijipamba mutwe ndo iyande alakwenda mudiamwe jijipamba mutwe ndiala kwenda mudiamwe bonzo mutu natamutambani wamutamba kwefuiningi tangwe zalia yo yemoko solwa lubambo ebo walota na kanisa ki yoko mona na kaka tokande na micholi choli omawa bando kenda ebo walota na muke nyole mao na muka na koni na muke ukotika tansango bonzo mutu natamutambani wamutamba kwefuiningi tangwe zalia yo yemoko solwa lubambo moi j'ai planté coco na papidone moi j'ai planté baobae Zambalinga kiyokufa ebowe oya loti zambalinga kiyokufa le matamba mwana boma zambalinga kiyokufa susa bola oya tumba zambalinga kiyokufa oya mubiem zambalinga kiyokufa Johnny na bawe ebo Johnny na bawe 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 ebo we oya loti zambalinga kiyokufa ebo we oya loti
We just heard a song from Jason Tamba's first record, Za Kongo, called Iboa Loten. My pronunciation may be off. Before that, we heard Gethsemane. Now Jason's going to tell us a bit about that song, Gethsemane, as we continue with our conversation. You're listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life, and we'd love to know what your thoughts are about Jason's music and his story. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the podcast. Be part of the conversation. We're all, in whatever ways we are, responding to this world and what we experience and what we hear about. And there's plenty of pain and sorrow. And music, even music that's about pain and sorrow, can bring joy. Exactly. So we need it. And I love the music school thing. So tell me about another song on this. Tell me about Gethsemane.
Gethsemane, at least I was inspired a little bit on... I'm not a very good Bible reader, but through the songs we played, because I played quite a lot in church also, and churches, through the songs we sang, I was really inspired by this story of And Jesus in Mount Gethsemane just telling to his disciples, like, hey, you better wake up because I'm going to be sold, I'm going to do this, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, come on, people who are just with you, who have been with you, but there is always one or somebody's going to betray you. I'm like, no. So we better make a song like an awareness for the youngest people or every human being to choose wisely his friends if he want to reach his objectives. This is just like choose the right friends who can help you to reach the mounts, the top of the mounts, get some money. Yeah, that's the old story.
Yeah, it's an old story. It's a beautiful song. And the symbolism of when you know you have something really hard to do.
Exactly.
And you haven't started yet, but you're going to start tomorrow. And you know you have to be ready.
Thank you.
Because we all have this experience at some time or another. And how do we do it? Do we run away from it? Do we face it bravely? Do we face it with fear? Not that one thing is better than another, just we all have to face what we have to face. And that's what that story speaks of to me.
Exactly. It's all about being positive. And we have a job just making this world look better. I'm just asking questions sometimes myself to all those people who are wealthy, but just not helping other people. We are here for a reason, It's just helping each other. The humanity, that thing, we must not lose it. No black and white, but just think about how we're gonna live this world to the new generation. When you start thinking about all the things, so then if we are 2, 3, 4, and let's make a group together to change those people who cannot understand the reason they are here. I know it's not easy. Other people are like, I know I suffered quite a lot. I don't want to share because, hey, this is my own efforts. No, but just say, hey, it's a chance and you're lucky to be there. It's for you to help people behind you.
Always. I 100% agree with that. And especially if we're not helping the younger ones coming up behind us, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Exactly. But I was reading a comment in the newspaper recently, and someone was talking about how, the only people at risk for COVID now are the old and the sick, and so it doesn't matter. And I thought, but they're old and sick people. We're all people here together.
We're all people. Exactly.
Everyone has value. Every life has value.
Every life, without exception. If we just understand that, I think this world will be a better place to be.
And that's our job. Tell me about another song you pick.
Yes, we have Savannah. Savannah, like we just said now, it's bringing the smile back to people. Now the song is a little bit slow, mellow, but it has a very great message. I was thinking like where the world has gone, thinking about where the Congo, particularly my country, has gone long time ago with our parents didn't make that much, but we lived together in unity and happy. But now what we're seeing, it's like people have been losing that smile because of the situation. So there should be a way to bring back that smile to people's faces. Yeah, so that's the meaning of the song, just trying to bring the smile back. Yeah.
My mother said to me years ago, if you smile, it's much harder to feel bad.
Exactly. People will even ask me, say, Jay, looking out your life or your country, what's going on recently or all the time, you can say, how can you keep on smiling? I say, yeah, that's the only way I can survive this, because I went through so many things, but being here, so why not smiling? Because if I look back, it's just like, oh no, it's a big progress. and we're still going.
We'll be back with the final part of my conversation with Jason Tamba after we hear a couple more tracks of music. First, one of the new ones from Don't Give Up, and then we'll hear another track from his earlier record, Za Kongo. But let's start out with this track from the new record. This is called Savannah.
Sangulu, Twirimboti, 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 Kumbanzangungu, Twirimboti, Twirimboti, Twirimboti. Congo diampa Savannah, Congo diampa Savannah, Zala nifutuka kwani kuhatema, Genda landi ya kunsitwe kuna matadi Twirimboti, 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 hakuna mayombe Twirimboti, 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 Mukongo diampa Savannah, Mukongo diampa Savannah, Tengo ya tusisilanga bakulwemo, Totoza bakulu zeto tusimbemo, Ekubwalami. Makokometo, zimbala zeto, ndilu yeto yampilankaka, zinkombo zeto, zinuni zeto, zikundamanga, ngakilendi kuluvila kanako, Savannah, makaya meto, tukayana kweto, tubavana mtoto kalufaniko, ngailu yeto, zingindu zeto, zikundamanga, ngakilendi kuluvila kanako, Savannah, mwana Congo, Savannah. makunge isola Isidi mutima kunge na kwikila Elongo lwami kelumbulu na fwana Mutonge isolanga Isidi mutima kunge na kwikila Isidi mutima kunge isolanga Isidi mutima kunge na kwikila Oh, elongo la me que lumbró de fuera Eso ma pangu ese lagu Isidi mutima kunge na kwikila Unye izolanga Unye izolanga Unye izolanga
That's Nge Yizolanga from Jason Tamba's record Za Kongo. And we started out that little set with Savannah from the new record Don't Give Up. And now here's the final part of my conversation with Jason Tamba. What's it been like for you to move to the United States?
I first moved to South Africa, which is better than Congo at that time, even if it was at a very scarce time, because I moved maybe, 8 years after apartheid. So it was not so easy to make it. But I will say, thank you to all the South African people who have helped me, because I was lucky to hang with everybody.
And you got to be there during this transition. I mean, it's not perfect at all, but it's something.
Exactly. But I just went to them. I'm like, I don't want to hear people telling me, oh, no, don't move there. Don't go play with those people. I'm like, no, let me just go. And then they accept me. So it's a big lesson. I have quite a lot of friends back there. And then with the Playing for Change came to South Africa. And I moved to South Africa in 2002. And then the Playing for Change came the first time in South Africa in 2006. I was not around. And 2008, when they came back, then they found me with Afro Fiesta band. I'm also a member, in which I'm also a member. We came in 2009. Imagine, they meet in 2008, and they ask you in 2009, hey, Jay, have you got a passport to travel abroad? Because in South Africa, I moved in search of opportunities, but to stay there, I had to become a refugee. So being a refugee or holding a Congolese passport to move to America was not so easy. So we've been locked a little bit at the airport for 3 days. They wouldn't let us know go. No, because they said, no, you Congo here. Passport with American visa in it. No, guys, I think you're going without coming back. So which means we won't let you out. But really, after 3 days, after investigating everything, the letters, me and my friend Mermans, and we came to America. That was the first time we landed in Austin. But before transiting through New York, it was so cold. We were just rushing to go outside and see how America was, like, let's get outside and just see outside how it looked like. But we didn't know that it was winter. It was so cold. Like, oh no, let's come inside again. Yeah, so that was, and then we went to Austin. Austin was amazing at South by South Festival. And that was the beginning. Till then, we start traveling from there all over the world until we decided, like, you go to American Embassy in Cape Town, they tell you, oh man, you back again here? Why don't you just apply?
They knew you.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you just apply for a green card? So then you don't come here and disturb us anymore. We know you already. They were so qualified, you see. Yeah, and then it's happening. We've been helped quite a lot.
Good.
Thank you to everybody. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. So will you be touring in the United States now, or internationally mainly, or where are you going next?
Yes, next we're going to NOLA, New Orleans Jazz Fest. And as I said, just the beginning. But by myself, on the 16th of April, I'm going to play in Arizona for this diaspora event and try to introduce also my album. So, yeah, we're on the road again.
You're going to have a blast in New Orleans.
Not the first time. We've been there a couple of times. And we're just praying if we can also go at Europe like we did before. But with what's happening now, you see, there is always problems. There's always problems. You want to make a little bit of step. There's always problems. But we keep on hoping for good.
It's what we can do, Tell me about one more of the songs. Just, I'm curious. Let's see, I'll pick this one. Tell me about Faria.
Faria. It's just a love song. I was kind of like, okay, I'm also a human being. Let me sing my girlfriend, who's recently my fiance.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Just trying to talk a little bit about love sometimes in a natural way, relationship between a man and a woman, or a boy and a girl, how to survive everything until you understand each other, and we never know. We hope for good. Maybe this is going to end up beautifully, not always having a relationship that is going to end like with quite a lot of problems. I've been into that, but trying to tell the people, like, I think the relationship is sorting out all the problems. That's how you stay together. It's not always like everything is fine, but it should be a decision between both of you to understand each other and sorting out your problems all the time. That's how our parents or our grandparents have lived together. Yeah, I just found out a song. I was just inspired to make such a song. Yeah.
It's true. People think, oh, I found my person. Now everything will be great. No. Now you found your person. Now you have some hard work in front of you, because everyone has to get over themselves and learn to be more empathic and learn to be a better listener and learn to be clearer in what we say, all that stuff in romantic relationships and all other relationships. So
exactly. It's all about working it out.
It is. This is wonderful, Jason. I love the music and I love your up energy. It's a good thing in this world.
Thank you so much.
You need it.
There are some other things we really know, but sometimes we're just keeping it deep inside. But when somebody tells you, and then you come up and open your eyes again, like, Okay. It's just this small thing I was not even thinking about, but yes, I think it's right. So that's how we try keep on telling people what's going on around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jason, thank you so much for being on the show and talking with me, and for the beautiful music and the message and the work you're doing in the world. This is what we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad, for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Jason Tamba, thank you so much for being on the show. It was a really great conversation. You have such good energy, and the music is really up. Even though you're addressing things that are difficult, this is the beauty of art, of music, of anything that transforms emotions, right? Jason Tamba. If you'd like to know more about him, he's got a YouTube channel, and you can also find information about him on the Playing for Change website, playingforchange.com. Check out both his records, Don't Give Up and Za Kongo. And if you enjoyed this episode with Jason Tamba, I think you'll find that the Paradigms Archives holds many episodes you'll enjoy at our website, paradigms.life, and in iTunes and wherever else you find your podcasts. Over 500 episodes there for you. Paradigms is running a Patreon campaign, patreon.com/paradigms. I hope you'll check it out. We really appreciate our Patreon supporters. Paradigms has launched a YouTube channel too, so we've got some really fun videos of our podcasts. Just go to YouTube and look for Paradigms Podcast. All right, we're going to wind up this episode with another track from Jason Tamba's new record, Don't Give Up. It's the one he was talking about, Faria. I hope you enjoy it. And in honor of the new record, Don't Give Up, let's have the word for the week be perseverance. Let us persevere. The I Ching says, perseverance furthers. If we stick to it, we can accomplish stuff. All right. Baruch signing off for Paradigms. We'll see you next time with more inspiring people. Until then, persevere and be well.
Nisisosie mambo ndo wandandalanda nisisosie mambo nazaliko bangayo zali naido elengyo yo ya mawa soki bantu bamoni biso na nzela suka somo kendeke liboso nakoya na nsima kendeke liboso nakoya na nsima nakobanga lobyoyo ya kokoma yolele Jiboma, molongani nanga besombe nakobala faria nalobola faria nakobala faria nalobola faria.
You've been listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life.